students from Ottawa High School. What? Why would they be there? They are competing in the Pedal Car Challenge. OHS Principal Kelly Whitaker explains.
Mr. Menifee and some of his students in his mechanics pathway, they have been working on a pedal car, and they have created this pedal car. I'm hearing that the pedal car, I have not seen it working yet, but I'm hearing the pedal car actually has a radio inside of it that plays, and they will take that pedal car up to Kansas City, and they will compete against other high schools, and sometimes there's also universities that are there competing as well. The students did a really nice job last year. We're hoping for some good results, and I can't wait to hear about that experience when they get back.
The students will be in competition between 10 and 3 tomorrow at Bartle Hall in Kansas City. A bill pending in the Kansas legislature would forbid the state from asking about criminal history on job applications. Former Governor Jeff Colyer signed an executive order last year banning the box. Kansas News Service Nomina Giadine has more.
Representative Gail Finney of Wichita sponsored this year's bill. She wants to make sure the policy can't be revoked by a future governor. Finney says finding a job can be difficult for people recently released from prison, and it makes a big impact on whether they might commit another crime. The bill would forbid the state from asking about prior convictions until making a job offer.
The ban would not apply to local governments or private employers. Your exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast. Tonight, partly clear to low of 29. Tomorrow, a slight chance of freezing drizzle before 10 tomorrow morning. Then a chance of drizzle, overcast, the high of 41. Tomorrow night, a 40% chance of drizzle before 7 tomorrow evening. Then a chance of showers between 7 tomorrow evening and 1 Saturday morning. Then a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1. Overcast, low of 36. Into your weekend for your extended forecast on Saturday. A 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms before 7 Saturday morning. Then showers and possibly a thunderstorm between 7 Saturday morning and 4 Saturday afternoon. Then showers after 4 Saturday afternoon. Overcast and blustery, the high of 44. Saturday night, a 90% chance of showers and snow before 11 Saturday evening. Then a chance of snow between 11 Saturday evening and 1 Sunday morning. Overcast, low of 26. Sunday, sunny with a high of 41. Sunday night, mostly clear, low of 17. Sam White, KOFO News.
Stay tuned for the following special presentation from KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM. KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to this edition of Hoop Talk, live from the KOFO studios at Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa. Hoop Talk is our weekly chat with Ottawa University head basketball coaches Aaron Siebenthal and Bruce Tate, and it's brought to you by Ottawa Family Physicians, Pizza Time, Ottawa University, and State Farm agent Keith King. You're invited to join us during the show for food and drink specials and your chance to win a free large pizza from Pizza Time. Now, let's join your host for KOFO's Hoop Talk, Bob Johnson.
Welcome in to Pizza Time Hoop Talk show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. I am Bob Johnson, and we are going to talk Ottawa University Braves basketball, as we always do on a Thursday night. Of course, last week, because of the inclement weather, the high school games were moved. We weren't on the air, but we come back this week, and we are primed and ready to go as we're going to talk some men's basketball with head coach Aaron Siebenthal. And, Coach, welcome into the program.
Thanks for having me back, Bob.
Well, why wouldn't we?
I don't know.
Can't you hear? There's a loud cheer going on out there.
We got 2 cheers.
Hey.
2 more than we've had in a long time.
Hey, there you go. You're a popular man. Thank you for the participation. That's great. I appreciate it. Big victory last night as Ottawa University went to Salina and defeated Kansas Wesleyan 79-74. Kansas Wesleyan had your number in the regular season, but you guys were able to pull it out here when it counted. And it seems like that maybe the team's finding a little bit of a positive stride here at an important time.
Yeah, definitely. You know, our guys are well aware that, I mean, it's win or go home at this point, and there was a definite focus that I don't think we'd had for a while, and it was good to see, and we showed some toughness. Kansas Wesleyan is a very physical, very defensive-minded team, and you know, we kind of matched their toughness and kind of went back at them a little bit, and were the aggressor most of the game, and that paid off.
It certainly did, and one of the things that I thought was key is you held them under 80 points.
Yeah, you know, they want to play a lower scoring game, and we want to play a higher scoring game. We kind of met in the middle somewhere. So, we can be a good defensive team. We held Brooks, our leading scorer, under his average, and I think frustrated him. He hit some threes late, kind of in desperation time, but it was a really good team win. And then it doesn't hurt that we had the best player on the floor in Isaiah Palmer for him to go on his own little 11-0 run and kind of to widen the game there. That doesn't hurt at all either.
Well, and if people were listening last night, Coyotes went on a 9-2 run there in the second half, took the lead, but Ottawa University and led by Isaiah Palmer went on a 16-2 run, and really from that point on, never really looked back. Kansas Wesleyan made it close down the stretch, but the Braves hung on.
Yeah, we got the lead and kind of shortened the game on them, which is kind of what they like to do, and had a couple really unforced turnovers that kind of made the game a little more interesting than it needed to be. But just glad our guys could hang on and get the win and advance and get a chance to play one more game at least.
Has there and let's just start from when you guys defeated Oklahoma Wesleyan last week, all the way through to now. Have you guys made any sort of little adjustments, anything? It's just been the same thing, just go out and execute, and the execution has been there?
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot. I mean, we've done a little bit of stuff, game planning for Oklahoma Wesleyan. They have the defensive player of the year in Josh Wilchcomb, 6'8" guy. He's leading the league in block shots, and so we do a few things different. And really in the game we beat Oklahoma Wesleyan, one of the things we did differently is we didn't have Taz, so Mason had to play quite a bit. And Mason's, even though he's 6'8", he can shoot the ball, and so we did some stuff to bring their shot blocker out away from the basket. So that was helpful. But mainly we're just kind of trying to get a little bit better every day and worrying about ourselves a lot more than we are the other team still.
And that certainly was showing in last night's game. But we'll come back to that. I want to talk a little bit about that victory against Oklahoma Wesleyan, because in my mind, now I know that some people will say that the tournament victories may have been some of the biggest victories in Braves history, but knocking off the number one team at your place, that one to me might be the number one slot in my opinion.
No, I mean, I appreciate that, and Clinton from the Ottawa Herald kind of made that comment as well to me after the game, and as much as I really enjoyed that win and think it's definitely a resume builder for our program. I mean, wins in the national tournament, which I was lucky enough to be part of as an assistant, the first win at the NAI national tournament, but playing in the national tournament and earning a ring and those kind of things, that's what even winning a conference tournament, those are special wins, because it gives you the right to earn your goal, which is to get to the national tournament. So it was a great win. It was great for our program. It was a fun night. We enjoyed the heck out of it, but it's still a regular season win. It's got to be below those. Now, with that said, I don't know if there's been a Ottawa University team in any sport that's ever defeated the number one team in the nation. So, we're not going to just gloss over it by any means. It was a really fun time, and hopefully we can go down there and it can be if we can get a win Saturday, that will be definitely the biggest regular season win in basketball history for the men's side at least.
One of the things that was very apparent to me in that ball game a week ago last night was the effort that was out there, and the team was down 10-0 to start, got back into it, started feeling it, was hitting three-pointers left and right, but if there's one thing that can be said, they left everything on the court that night.
Yeah, for sure, and I think that can be said a lot of times with most nights with our guys. The difference is Oklahoma Wesleyan's the number one rebounding team in the country. And they really crash the glass and really come after us. And for us to battle, especially without Taz, I mean, to not have those 8 rebounds a game out there, for us to battle the way we did, and we still got out-rebounded by 10 rebounds or so. They shot 20 more shots in that game than we did, which typically add those things together. It doesn't equate to a win, but we showed a lot of toughness that game, and we've been through a lot. We've been down before. We've been down 16 points to McPherson twice and come back and win. We've won in overtime, and we've been through a lot. So I think our guys know just to kind of stay together and stay focused and just keep plowing away.
And with that, I think that really set the tone coming down the stretch for you guys with getting that victory, and letting people know. And of course, we've talked about many times on this program. To me, this is this program is the dark horse program when it came tournament time, and I think it's starting to show that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that you could say we didn't really reach our full potential in the regular season, but I think we continue to get better every day, and I think the best 4 teams in our conference have advanced. So I think it's playing out the way it should, and hopefully we can disrupt the apple cart a little bit on Saturday, and maybe prove that one of the best 2 teams. So just really fortunate to get the opportunity to go down and play there. It's going to be a heck of an atmosphere. It's going to be, if it's anything like the last game, it's going to be a heck of a college basketball game, and we were lucky enough to come out on top once. So I mean, we're going to go ahead and go down there. May as well try and win it again.
Well, and we'll talk a little bit about that here in just a few minutes, but one of the things I want to talk about real quick is the play off the bench and the minutes that are being spent out there, especially by Mason McDowell, Daryl Bowie, and Matt Balde. Those guys have come off the bench and really have played well and have provided a spark when your team has needed it. It's got to be huge to be able to know that you can go to your bench and get that kind of play.
Yeah, for sure. And, I'd throw Kyle Patrick in there as well. Kyle doesn't play a lot of minutes because he backs up Isaiah. But, man, you throw Kyle in, he's a threat to shoot from 3. He's a really good passer with some good size, and he's a ultimate team guy. I mean, he knows where he's at and what his role is, and he does it well, But Daryl gives us a definite change of pace with our point guards between him and Jackson. They're pretty different in what they do, and they both do some things really well for us. So it's good to have him out there. Obviously, you can say the same thing with Mason and Taz. Mason's a more skilled big man, where Taz is more of a brute down low guy. And then Matt Balde, man, he's our energy guy. He's our glue guy. I mean, that guy is into it, whether it's 9 o'clock in the morning at player development or if it's weights or doesn't matter what it is. Matt Balde is into it. He gives us a ton of energy, and he's been a really bright spot and kind of a pleasant surprise for us. So, and there's some other guys that don't get to play hardly at all. You throw Connor Keege in there. I mean, he had a big part of the Oklahoma Wesleyan win with Taz being out. So got a lot of trust in our guys and our bench, and we're 10, 11, 12 deep, but we just don't play them because we don't need to all the time. But I know those guys are always ready to step up when we need them.
And that's a good thing to know in the back of your mind that at any given time you can go to anybody and get a performance out of them.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing that really does, being so deep, is it makes us better at practice. We go against each other a lot. We have some of our red shirts and our better JV guys are at practice as well. And so it's always competitive in practice, and especially when teams are when our gold squad gets to be the other team, and we're doing our scout stuff. Those guys really kind of get into that, and especially when they get to be the guy that shoots it all the time. And Eli Ponce got to be Brooks, which is K-Dub's leading scorer all week, and I don't think the guy missed a shot. So he was really shooting it well. So it's fun to see those guys get those roles, and they make us better in practice every day, even though they don't get an opportunity on the floor.
And that certainly does help out come practice time. If you can go good on good all the time, that certainly has to help the players get better as time goes on.
Yeah, for sure. And we might go varsity versus JV, we might go varsity versus varsity, but they're all good. I mean, that's why we're fortunate, is we got a bunch of good players, and it's, like I said, it's competitive, and we got a lot of bodies, and so you get tired, we'll throw some more bodies out there. So it's practices are upbeat and fun and competitive, or they're usually fun. Sometimes they're not, but most of the time they're fun. So.
Well, before we take our first break, I do want to throw out real quick, there is another Siebenthal here tonight, and I want to say congratulations to your wife for being cheer and dance coach of the year and leading the OU cheer and dance squad to a conference championship. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, for sure. I told her I said thank you for letting me have the spotlight for about 48 hours after the Oklahoma Wesleyan win, and then she put me right back in my place, and I tell everybody that'll listen and put it on social media, she's the best Coach Siebenthal in our house by far, and her kids work their tail off, and proud for them to get the reward and the recognition that they deserve.
Well, and it's not only great for the coaching staff and the students, but it's also great for the university, the publicity, getting more kids in, seeing that success. It's a positive all around. Yeah,
for sure. And we, they bring a great atmosphere to the gym, but, you really got to see her kids compete in their environment, because it's really fun to watch. And anybody doesn't think cheer is a sport, they are sorely mistaken, because those kids can do some really, really impressive stuff that you and I would never dream of being able to do, even in our best day. So.
No, I'd end up in a wheelchair. There's no doubt about it, right? I can tell you that right now. Let's take our first break of the night. When we come back, we're going to talk about Saturday's matchup in the semifinals of the KCAC tournament. Does not get any easier, but it is not a mountain that hasn't been climbed before. We'll talk about that. You're listening to the Pizza Time Hoop Talk Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO, and KOFO.com.
Let me ask you a question. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see taillights? Or your dog's tail wagging when you first brought him home? Do you see 4 tires or 2 tired kids in the back seat after their first day of school? Other insurance companies just see a car, but a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
This is State Farm agent Keith King in Ottawa. Call me today at 785-242-9435.
If being healthy is a resolution for you in the new year, see your doctor before exercise and diet plans are implemented. Ottawa Family Physicians advise if it's been a while since you last exercised and dieted, or have conditions you're being treated for like asthma, diabetes, arthritis, or other concerns, it's best to consult with your family physician about the best plan for you. Start healthy in the new year. Schedule an appointment today at Ottawa Family Physicians. Call 242-1620.
2019 is going to be an exciting year, and Pizza Time has made a resolution to continue serving Ottawa as we have since 1985. This is Arlie, and I encourage you to come in and see me at 208 South Main for our award-winning pizza and lunch buffet, open every day from 11 to 10 p.m. We are proud members of our hometown community in historic downtown Ottawa, or call 785-242-TIME to place a delivery order. Don't forget to add us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a wonderful new year, and thank you for choosing Pizza Time.
I came here to run cross country, and it ended up being way different than I thought it was going to be. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of to be on the team. Everyone is so completely different. There are people you never thought you'd be friends with, nothing like your outside friends, but somehow you all click to be the same and have the same interests, but yet completely different. Everyone's always there for you. It's not just about running. Friendships and families like they're your siblings when you're away from home. That's what it means to be a part of the Braves cross country and track team. To be a family.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Start the spring season off right with big savings on everything you need for your lawn and garden. Get your coupon at acehardware.com and save 25% on a regular priced item under $50. That's 25% savings on great products from Scott's, Miracle-Gro, Ortho, and more throughout the store. Hurry in now to get 25% savings only at your neighborhood Ace. Offer valid with coupon at participating stores through February 28th. Limit 1. Exclusions apply. See coupon.
Indeed knows finding the right hire takes time away from your business.
Hiring a qualified data engineer felt like a second job.
More job seekers use Indeed than any other site, so there's no better place to find someone with the skills you're looking for.
I needed someone with a master's in computer science and database experience.
Plus, Indeed screener questions help you find your shortlist fast.
Now I'm back to having just one job.
Get a $50 credit to give your first job posting premium placement at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, quality standards, and usage limits apply. Additional terms online.
Some job recruitment sites overload your inbox with resumes. Glassdoor knows not just any will do. From 62 million job seekers, Glassdoor only matches you with qualified candidates who have the skills and experience your small business needs to grow. In fact, Glassdoor hires are 30% more likely to stay with your company longer. And Glassdoor can help you find that perfect candidate in half the resumes. Go to glassdoor.com/hire. Glassdoor. Find the right fit for your business.
And we're back here at Pizza Time. We're in the Coach's Corner, aptly named because this is where coaches come to hang out and be on the air. And we are talking basketball here on the Pizza Time Hoop Talk Show. I'm Bob Johnson, Coach Aaron Siebenthal with us here. Nice crowd on hand here tonight at Pizza Time. So come on down. We're here till the top of the hour, and there's college basketball, there's pizza, there's all kinds of good stuff. And you know, if you ask a question to either Coach Siebenthal or to Coach Tate, live on the air or by the phone, you could get a pizza from Pizza Time at KOFO, but that's just a secret between you and me. So, Coach, we were as we went to the break, we were getting ready to talk about Saturday's game. It's a 2:00 game, so 1:45 for pregame, and we'll have it for you here on 1220 and 103.7 FM as Braves try to go down and get a second victory over Oklahoma Wesleyan. And before we get into the game, I'm expecting complete coach speak here, so my expectations are low here, but
as they should be on this program, Bob.
But if you picked up a second victory over Oklahoma Wesleyan, so you've got 2 over them, you've got you got victory over Southwestern, victory over Friends. You would be 20-13 on the regular season at that point in time. Do you think that you would have an attractive enough resume to maybe get an at-large bid?
No.
Not at all?
No.
And why would you say that?
There's going to be 4 and 5 lost teams not get into the tournament. So, and it's not, if it was obviously a 64-team field and we'd have a really good resume as a lower seed, but it's still 32 teams, and you got, I don't know how many automatic bids there are, but there's quite a few automatic bids. So just too many losses and not enough wins total, even though some of our wins are we've got 3 wins over ranked teams, and one of them is number 1 team in the nation. So, we've done some good things, but we're going to have to win 2 games if we want to make it to the national tournament.
That is a fair enough. That is that was an answer I was not expecting. I was expecting we're going to take it 1 game at a time. But you know what? A+.
Appreciate it.
Gold star on that one. So you get the rematch. It'll be about a week and a half later. You got to go into hostile territory, and you've got a team who's looking to get their win back after being upset. But at the same time, the pressure's off for you guys in a sense, because I think the general public would take a look at it and go, well, they're not going to do it again. They're expecting guys to be beat. So to me, you're going in without any pressure.
No, for sure. I mean, like I said, it's going to be a heck of a basketball game between 2 pretty good teams, and this sounds really cliche to say, but it came down to we made more shots than they did. We're a team that my wife, they started doing a cool thing with 3-point signs. Every time we made a 3, they'd take a 3 off the wall and run it to the other end and put it on the other wall. And she asked me when they were getting ready to do it how many signs they should make up, and I said, well, heck, if we make 10 threes in a game, I'm feeling pretty good. Well, we made 11 in the first half. They ran out of threes at halftime. So we ended up making 17 on the game, and that's you got to. I mean, you're going to get open shots, and you got to make them. We had guys like Jackson Mallory and Daryl Bowie, our point guards, who aren't looked at as shooters. A lot of people play off those guys, and they made huge shots, made big threes. So, we'll just go down there, and obviously we'd rather be shooting in our own gym. We're just going to go down there and kind of let it fly and see what happens. But, we got to try and rebound with these guys. We got to try and bang with these guys, but no, there's not any pressure. It's just let's go down there and give them our best shot and see if that's good enough.
Well, and one thing that will be different this time around, you will have Taz Jones back into the lineup. What will he provide in this matchup that maybe was missing in the last matchup?
Brute force and strength. Taz is a big, strong kid. He is really good on the boards, and I mean he can go get a ball when no one else can go get a ball on our team. Him and Zay can really go get a basketball when they need to. So Mason works hard at it. He just can't go jump like those other guys can. So we look forward to having him back and give us some more firepower there on the rebounds. And he's our best low post presence as far as throwing it inside and somebody trying to score. So it's good to have him back, and he's excited and ready. He was a great cheerleader on the bench for us the last game, but he's anxious to get back out there and be part of the fun.
And that should add an interesting wrinkle to this ball game, and it's something that I think people will definitely have to pay attention to, because to me, I think if he was in the game last week, I don't know that it goes to overtime. I that's just my opinion, and it could be wrong, but I think he adds a definite dimension that will certainly help you guys out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's all-conference player. He's our second leading scorer, or first leading. I don't know if he's leading rebounder. I think Zay's leading, but he's up there. I mean, he brings a lot to the table, and it'll be good to be able to kind of chess match a little bit. They go 5 in and 5 out, and they're big strong guys in their first group, and their second group their bigs aren't as good. So, maybe a chess match with which one of our bigs plays against their big, and so it'll be fun. It'll be interesting, and just looking forward to going down there and see what we can do.
You already mentioned it, just letting it fly and making more shots than the other team. But what else, Coach? What else do the Braves need to do on Saturday to come away with a win?
We gotta keep them out of the paint. They shoot a ton of 3-point shots, either throwing it into the big and then big kicking it out, or driving and attacking the help and then throwing it to the guys on the perimeter. So we really got to guard the ball, keep them in front, not have to stop the ball with 2 guys, but rather stay on our own man and try and keep them in front. So we got to do that. They're obviously a really good basketball team. They're going to go on runs. We got to be able to keep those runs short, and we got to be able to sustain those and make our own runs. So really, it's the rebounding war is going to be huge. We don't have to win it, but we gotta be close. And if we can do that and contain the ball, then that'll give us a chance to be in the game if we can make shots. But you got to do all those things if you want a chance to beat Oklahoma Wesleyan, because they're really good.
Well, and I think you guys can do it. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna call my shot, but I think you guys can do it. That's just my opinion.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, good luck, Coach.
Appreciate it.
And we will.
I got 2 things for you, Bob,
yes.
if I can. One, go to darkhorsedunker.com, vote for Isaiah Palmer.
Yes.
He's in a competition to be in the National College Dunk Contest. You can vote once a day till the 26th. So that's a cool thing we got going for us as well. And then I got to say happy birthday to my youngest daughter. The life of being a coach's kid, I will be in Bartlesville, Oklahoma on her 2nd birthday. So I want to say happy birthday to LJ. And, of course, she's not listening. She's probably getting ready for bed. But definitely want to say happy birthday to her.
Well, happy birthday to LJ. And I'm sure that once you get back, it'll be you'll have some good times.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. And good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for all you do and all KOFO does for us and follows us and all the publicity. It's been a great year so far, and hopefully we can keep it going for a little while longer.
Well, and a big shout-out to Casey Weeder.
Absolutely. The best radio guy KOFO has, so let's go with it.
Exactly right. No doubt about it. All right, we'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll wrap up the Lady Braves season as we'll talk with head coach Bruce Tate, and we'll get all that. When we come back, you're listening to the Pizza Time Hoop Talk Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
2019 is going to be an exciting year, and Pizza Time has made a resolution to continue serving Ottawa as we have since 1985. This is Arlie, and I encourage you to come in and see me at 208 South Main for our award-winning pizza and lunch buffet, open every day from 11 to 10 p.m. We are proud members of our hometown community in historic downtown Ottawa, or call 785-242-TIME to place a delivery order. Don't forget to add us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a wonderful new year, and thank you for choosing Pizza Time.
What it means to be an OU Brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave. To be yourself.
Be a brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
You've seen the bumper stickers. You know, like I brake for garage sales, I brake for dolphins, or I brake for aliens. If your State Farm agent had a bumper sticker, it would probably say I brake for auto insurance. Because your agent's always ready to stop and listen to you, so you get the coverage you need to help life go right. That's why people have trusted State Farm with their auto insurance for more than 90 years. So next time you have a break, let's talk.
This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Call me today at 785-242-9435.
That bathroom upgrade is within reach at the Winter Kitchen and Bath event now at the Home Depot. starting with the exclusive Pfister Venturi Bath Faucet. It's a two-handle, widespread brushed nickel faucet with a spot defense finish that resists water spots and fingerprints. And right now, you can get your hands on one for just $119. So upgrade your bathroom and let the savings flow. The Winter Kitchen and Bath event at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through March 24th while supplies last.
Sarcoma. Odds are you've never heard that word before. For the 40 people diagnosed with sarcoma every day, it is a life-changing word because sarcoma is cancer. Through awareness, advocacy, and research, the Sarcoma Foundation of America is bringing hope to the families whose lives have been turned upside down by a cancer they had never heard of until diagnosis. Please join us in the fight to find the cure for sarcoma. For more information on the work of the Sarcoma Foundation of America, go to curesarcoma.org.
O'Reilly. When it comes to safety, nothing is more important than your vehicle's brakes. If it's hard to stop or you hear squealing or grinding noises during braking, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts. You'll find the brake parts you need from trusted brands like Brake Best and Brake Best Select at everyday low prices. Play it safe with brakes from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Calling all bargain finders. Gordman's has the trends, treats, and treasures you seek. You'll find fun home decor, cool looks for the fam, and thrilling finds to make you flip with every trip. Plus, big brand names and unique ideas to wow the style blogger in you. And with great low prices and rewards every day, you always get to spree without the splurge. So next time someone says, "Love it, where'd you get it?" you'll say, #got it at Gordman's. Gordman's, bigger deals, smaller prices.
Time now to talk some Lady Braves basketball here on the Pizza Time Hoop Talk Show. Bob Johnson sitting alongside, well, actually really across from head coach Bruce Tate. If we want to be factual here, which we try to do on this program, is always be factual.
Nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth. Well, the Lady Braves, unfortunately, their season came to an end on the 16th, and it ended with 3 straight losses. I know that's not the way that you wanted the season to go, but I think in the long run, though, there were a lot of positives coming out of this year and a lot to build upon.
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of reviewed that in our team meeting this week on, just going top to bottom on some, how we competed and we're in some games but these last few games. It would have been good to end the year on double-digit wins, and we had some goals. That even though that we were, out of the tournament after losing to Oklahoma Wesleyan, it's just try to finish the season as best as we could, but we came up short in a few areas, and now it's just time to, kind of regroup, kind of see what group we have moving forward here, and try to do some things recruiting-wise to make sure we're ready to go and get going for next year.
Well, and I think a positive for you guys. You definitely finished higher than what was expected for y'all, and really, I mean, yeah, McPherson had the tiebreaker, but you were right there on the doorstep to get into the conference tournament. So, with a team that really wasn't expected to make a lot of noise because of the youth, I think there's a lot of positives. Winning 9 games overall, and all 9 of those coming in conference, that bodes well for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely with the young team, it was tough. That losing, does take a toll on young kids, and sometimes that's hard for them to adjust to. And losing is not fun by any means. So you really got to keep things in perspective. And, just making sure we're looking to improve as a team, during the school year, but really focusing on ourselves here in the off season and trying to get better as basketball players.
Would you say it's a fair statement that the team as a whole improved from the beginning of the season to the end?
Yeah, we did. We had some improvement, definitely through mid-season and kind of halfway through the tournament. I mean, and through the conference schedule. I just kept on saying if we could get over the hump some way, somehow, get another big win, get a little bit more momentum and confidence, that would be good. And then, we kind of got in that losing streak, played, some decent basketball defensively to start giving ourselves some chances. And I ended the season the way that we did with the 3 losses that I thought we were able to at least pull out 2 of those, and we didn't. And we almost had Oklahoma Westland too as well. So it was tough to end that way with the young team because you definitely want a better kind of taste in their mouths. But also if it's a bad taste, hopefully that motivates them to get a little bit better too as well. So, so it just kind of depends on the individual too as well.
Is that something that yourself and your coaching staff will try to cultivate in the off season? Is to talk with your players, look at the positives, and try to build upon that? Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to do that as much as you possibly can. With younger kids, at this time of their life, you just never know what kind of goes through their heads. And, with like we talked about a few shows ago, this is Google time. There's everything's instant gratification, and if they don't get that, then they want to turn and do something else, or just kind of try to figure out what's the easiest route for them, just to kind of be themselves and not get pushed. So we'll battle that here in the postseason and try to figure out who's the individuals that really want to persevere and take on some challenges to get this program moving back in the direction that we've been at competing at the top of the conference on every given night. What is one thing that you feel like is a priority to do in this off season? To learn how to compete. I think that is one thing that I would like for our players or even players coming into our program is learning how to be competitive every single day in everything they do. I'm not just talking on the basketball court. I'm talking about in the classroom, in the weight room, with fundraising, with community service. I mean, really trying to get the best out of whatever they challenge themselves to do. So I want to look at that competitive part, leadership. And not the main thing of just being a leader, being vocal, but lead by example. Learn how to build relationships with her teammates. We'll peel things back and really try to figure out what's going to be our priority. But we need some players definitely to take care of themselves, from a mental standpoint, and just make sure they're physically and emotionally ready, to grind, to get better. What was the biggest surprise for you this year? Well, I would say the one thing is the way that we rebounded. I think Mariah and Jordan and, as freshmen underneath the basket for both of them to average, 8 rebounds per game was very, very impressive, and to help us on the boards. The way that we guarded at times really surprised me. I mean, our defensive philosophy and the things that we teach and coach, that carried over to this young group. And so those are, 2 of the things that I feel that, was kind of right there and surprising. What was the most disappointing thing? That we didn't know how good we were. I mean, really, I felt that we just didn't have that belief mechanism that, we are right there. We're 1, 2, times 3 possessions away from really being, impactful in a game. And just with this team, I just don't know if they kind of got shooken up about some things last year as being that close to games, or if, just the chemistry wasn't there in those tough moments. But really, I think we fell short in our potential there, and we were in games. I just was disappointed that we couldn't finish those. Do you think, looking back at it all, that your team maybe has realized that? Well, we've communicated that, and hopefully they have. I know it's hard to get them to believe that or see that when they're so young, and that they didn't get the results that that they got.
You know, like I said, a lot of these kids at times, think they know, what's going on and kind of have the answer for things, and they only see some things, from the perspective of themselves, and gotta take a look at the bigger picture and see that, compete at the fault of the greater good, and hopefully, through some trials and tribulations, they can definitely figure that out.
We'll take our final break of the night right here. When we come back, we'll talk more about the Lady Braves season. We'll see who Coach feels like maybe was the MVP of the team, and a few other things as we lead you up to the top of the hour. But first, our final break of the night. You're listening to the Pizza Time Hoop Talk Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM, KOFO.
If being healthy is a resolution for you in the new year, see your doctor before exercise and diet plans are implemented. Ottawa Family Physicians advise if it's been a while since you last exercised and dieted, or have conditions you're being treated for like asthma, diabetes, arthritis, or other concerns, it's best to consult with your family physician about the best plan for you. Start healthy in the new year. Schedule an appointment today at Ottawa Family Physicians. Call 242-1620.
2019 is going to be an exciting year, and Pizza Time has made a resolution to continue serving Ottawa as we have since 1985. This is Arlie, and I encourage you to come in and see me at 208 South Main for our award-winning pizza and lunch buffet. Open every day from 11 to 10 p.m. We are proud members of our hometown community in historic downtown Ottawa. Or call 785-242-TIME to place a delivery order. Don't forget to add us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a wonderful new year, and thank you for choosing Pizza Time.
I came here to run cross country, and it ended up being way different than I thought it was going to be. It's unlike anything I've ever been a part of to be on the team. Everyone is so completely different. There are people you never thought you'd be friends with, nothing like your outside friends, but somehow you all click to be the same and have the same interests, but yet completely different. Everyone's always there for you. It's not just about running. Friendships and families, like they're your siblings when you're away from home. That's what it means to be a part of the Braves cross country and track team, to be a family.
Be a Brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Start the spring season off right with big savings on everything you need for your lawn and garden. Get your coupon at acehardware.com and save 25% on a regular priced item under $50. That's 25% savings on great products from Scott's, Miracle-Gro, Ortho, and more throughout the store. Hurry in now to get 25% savings only at your neighborhood Ace. Offer valid with coupon at participating stores through February 28th. Limit 1. Exclusions apply. See coupon.
What does building a better bank look like? It starts with building Capital One cafes, warm, inviting places that feel nothing like a typical bank, where you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes. And you'll always find people ready to help you, not sell you. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Offered by Capital One and a member FDIC. Cafes available in select locations. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
How can a fully stocked restroom improve your image? How can serviced fire extinguishers or a first aid cabinet make your employees more prepared? How can comfortable work apparel make your business more productive? For over 1 million customers, the answer is simple. Cintas. Cintas delivers everything you need to open your doors with confidence. Because helping keep businesses well-equipped, clean, and looking their best, that's our business.
Oh, I'm ready!
Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Introducing new life-proof, slip-resistant wood-look porcelain tile from the Home Depot. Starting at just $1.99 a square foot, it's 50% more slip-resistant than ordinary tile. It's waterproof, stain-proof, scratch-resistant, and works indoors or out. Step confidently in your kitchen, bathroom, patio, or any area of your home with new life-proof, slip-resistant porcelain tile. Just $1.99 a square foot, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Selection varies by store. Slip resistance based on tiles that meet a DCOF less than or equal to 0.42.
Final segment of the Pizza Time Hoop Talk Show here tonight. Bob Johnson sitting up here in the lighted booth. Too much light. I don't know. It's putting a big spotlight needs to be on you, Coach. Well, we can flip them on if you want. I mean,
I'll pass.
Okay. Spotlight needs to be on you. You're the man. I mean, you've got your own book, so.
Yep. Not too many reading it right now. So, so I got to add a few more chapters, I guess. So.
Well, the great thing is it's always being added
It's
to.
always being added to. So we got a lot of chapters.
A lot of chapters.
Yeah.
So as we left for break, one question I want to ask is who do you feel is the MVP of the team this year?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, there's not one player that I can really, you know, pinpoint right now. I thought, you know, from that returning group, you know, I thought Kelsey Hendricks really grew, you know, on that defensive end, and really, you know, we've challenged her the past couple of years, you know, defensively. So I thought she did really well of growing, you know, from that standpoint. You know, from the newcomer group, of course, Mariah and Jordan are definitely the most noticeable players that we can, you know, talk about just with the impact that they made. But, you know, this group was put together to, you know, kind of do things collectively. It's not a superstar group by any means that there was that one player that could just come in and get buckets and, you know, do all that great stuff. So it was one of those teams where, you know, we try to build around, you know, being one, you know, one group, you know, throughout the season.
Is there one player that from the start of the season to the end of the season really made a vast amount of improvement?
Let's see. Vast amount of improvement. You know, Brooke Barron, one of our freshmen, you know, she came in and, you know, really struggled, you know, defensively, ball handling wise. And I felt that the growth of her, you know, throughout the season was good, you know, from a kid that, you know, main player in high school, 1,000-point scorer, you know, all those accolades, and then to come and not, you know, even get a sniff, you know, there for a while. Just kind of being coachable throughout the year. You always like to see how those young players react to that as much as possible. And, you know, I thought there was a lot of growth and improvement, you know, there from start to finish from her. And then, of course, Kelsey on the defensive end, too, as well, like I mentioned.
And because, as you mentioned, defense has always been a strong point for your team.
Yep.
When you take a look back at the season as a whole, what would you grade the defense as?
Man, you know, we held teams to 65 points, you know, per game, or 60, kind of 63 to 65. So I'll take, you know, 5-6 less points than that. So, you know, probably about a C. Our other defense field goal percentage got too high mid-season, and it's always difficult to get it back down. I think we ended at 41%, and I usually like to be around 36, 37. So, you know, some games phenomenal, some games terrible. I mean, we were giving up 80, 70 points, and that's just not typical of us, definitely even last year. But we were young, you know. I mean, we had Leslie and Jess there inside, you know, and that interior defense, you know, that they brought to the table really decreased some of those shots. You know, Evan Jordan and Mariah around the basket, it was their first time being in those situations. And so, you know, they gave up a few easy ones here and there. But, you know, defensively, I still felt that we were a defensive team. So that was, you know, that was still pleasing to see, but our numbers weren't what they were in the past.
What did you learn this year?
Oh, man. Well, I learned that, you know, for one, you just can't take for granted that, you know, leadership is going to continue to rise on its own. You know, you really got to push and plug and try to put people in situations where they can learn to lead, but also, you know, get people to also follow, too, as well. You know, improve on the communication, you know, continue to put in hard work as much as you possibly can. But, you know, you really, you know, is just to continue to, you know, kind of be there for the players as much as you possibly can. But still try to push them more than sometimes they like.
Well, I think it's fair that nobody really likes to be pushed because they don't see it that way. But it's hopefully something that in time, and of course it may not hit them until they're past their playing days, but that they'll be appreciative for that.
That's when it usually comes. That's when I usually get the phone calls, 2, 3, 4 years, after they're done. And we had that talk, this week too as well. And they just don't know, some these kids sometimes get way too much freedom to make, their own decisions, and they don't see, what we're trying to do with them, mainly outside of basketball. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I do has absolutely nothing to do with how that ball is going to bounce or how you're going to shoot it, and some kids don't value that, at this age. So that's tough to swallow, as much as you invest, your life, into making their life a lot better.
I'm not going to ask you to name names, so I'm not going to do that. But have you had a call from a former player that you were surprised to come back and say, "Hey, coach, thanks for pushing me"?
Yeah, quite a few. Yeah, quite a few. So I have a really good relationship, with my former players, and even the ones that did great here, and had played a lot, got a bunch of accolades. They really get it. Then the ones that are opposite of that has never played for me, that were 4-year program kids, and they get it. Even the one or two that don't finish their career here, play maybe 2 years, 3 years, those are the ones that get it, a little bit more, because they kind of regret, maybe walking away from the game or how they handle a situation, and because this is not going to be the most difficult thing that they encounter, and that's, they just don't see that. They think this is the most toughest day that they're going to go through, and this is just the scratch of the surface.
And which is it is interesting to see, but of course, as we talk about, really, even though that some of them were over the age of 18 and seen as adults, they're really still kids.
Yeah, because they're on their own for the first time, so they get that freedom there a little bit, and I think they're kind of free to do what they choose to do. So they just gotta watch out who they surround themselves with, and who's influencing them, and the type of people that you surround yourself with. Sometimes that's who you grow into be, and who you want to be around. People that are going to push you and get you places where you never thought you would go, or the ones that are just going to drag you down and kind of keep you mediocre there for a while, and you're going to be disappointed with the results that come out with whatever you try to do here in life.
Oh, I had something really good I was going to ask you, and that thought train just left the station uncontrollably right there. So as we begin to wrap it up here, even though not making the tournament and not getting to double digits as we opened up, I think still to be where this team is right now is a good leaping board into the next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we got to find the kids that definitely, going to stay on the ship, and want to get rowing, into this off season and into the summer, and definitely add some pieces to that too as well. And that's going to take some time, here through the postseason, as we give them a couple weeks off here, and we'll start postseason here in a couple weeks in the weight room, and then we won't really truly see them with basketball stuff until after spring break. So there's a lot of time here for them just to think about some things, and they're committed and they're all in, then let's move on. If you're 50-50, then you really got to think about some things, and you either got to jump on over the fence or you got to stay on the other side, and that's what we've got to figure out, because that's the only way that we can move forward.
Is there one thing, and this probably will be the last question of the night here.
Yep.
Is there one thing that you'd like to have the old school backyard do-over with this year?
The old school do-over with?
Yeah.
Honestly, I told the team this a couple days ago. I do not regret anything that has happened for me from the standpoint of this year. Yeah, there's some decisions that I made, as a head coach that was a little bit out of character, and I know why I made those decisions, and I felt that I had to to prove some points on how we're going to move forward and why we're going to move forward. But outside of that, I put a lot of time and soul into this season. I really, really did. And from preparation to practice planning, I dug in deeper than I have before.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us this year. I appreciate it, and we will talk to you again here soon.
Good.
That is going to do it for the Pizza Time Hoop Talk Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. Don't forget Ottawa High basketball tomorrow night, and then Ottawa University men basketball on Saturday afternoon. Thanks for joining us for the Pizza Time Hoop Talk Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Information and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Here's the latest from ABC.